All right, hi everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset. Hello, how's it going, eh? Thank you very much for shooting in, joining a fella here for another video and another boots on the ground video. Today, a little something different. We're here revisiting an old friend because, you know, since I last filmed this thing, a guy's got a new phone with a zoom and stuff, so figured we could have a little bit of a better look at this thing. So stick around, be right back.
About a heaven in Alberta, where they've got all hell for a basement.
Alright, so those who've been around the channel for a while, you might recognize this, the Lougheed House. Beautiful old world sandstone mansion right here on 13th Avenue in the Beltline neighborhood of Connaught. Just about 6 or 8 blocks from my place. But I used to live next door in that building right there, which we've also looked at here on the channel. Today we're focusing on this beauty. So as you can see, it's now a museum, provincial historic site. And it's supposedly built in 1891 by Sir James Lougheed, former Premier of Alberta, way back in the day. And this was in the family for a number of generations, I think until the 40s, and then that old story of it for a while. It sort of played part-time as a veterans hospital or something during the war, the WW2, and I think it fell under the stewardship of the province after that, I think. But anyway, I'm not concerned with that so much as just the gloriousness of the building itself. So it does have a button or a plaque on it that designates it as a provincial historic resource. Oh look, please use main basement entrance. Oh, isn't that a big surprise? But anyways, right off the bat, as you can see, this thing is made out of beautiful, what we're told is locally sourced sandstone. Massive sandstone blocks all through here. Now, I do have to say that this thing has gone through, as far as I know, at least two renovations. So perhaps some of the sandstone could have been replaced or patched. I do see some evidence of patchwork and maybe repairs, or replacing a few stones here or there maybe. But the reason for that is going to become abundantly clear here as we move up to for whatever reason, they decided to put granite stairs. So that's pretty fancy. But you can see, as we've seen on this channel, in buildings like this here in Calgary and other small towns in and around southern Alberta that I've explored, that sandstone just deteriorates like crazy. Especially, you know, stairs, right? The snow piles up here, you shovel the snow, and it just gets beat up really, really quickly. It's a very soft stone, right? So maybe in hindsight, not the best building material. But in this entrance here, just beautiful pillars or columns, stained leaded glass, different colored glass there above the door in that transom window. The door to me looks a little stumpy and squat, although it is a beautiful wooden door with some nice brass fixtures on it that look a little bit old world to me. But some of the funny stuff happens as you move away from this front entrance. Like, for example, they've got a planter here blocking a door that goes underneath the main door, so that's odd. And as you can see throughout this building, no shortage of leaded stained glass. I mean, they just got silly with it. They're lousy with it. Arched windows galore, and really low windows all around galore as well. You can see the lower down you go on the building, the rougher and the rougher the sandstone gets as against snow, ice, whatnot, piles up against the side of the building during the anywhere from 6 to 8 months of winter that we get around here. It's not winter here today, though. Upon filming this, it's a Tuesday afternoon in July, and it's about 36 degrees Celsius, so that's right around 100 Fahrenheit. It's hot, like dangerously hot. Like I said, it wasn't a far walk from my place to here, but I was being careful, staying in the shade, just doing the best I can to be on guard with the heat. Look at that massive stone chimney up there rather than a brick chimney. That's kind of a rarity as well. And of course, as we saw at the opening of the video, metallic roof with the sort of a turret type design built into the building with that conical dome roof on top. Just beautiful. Keep moving around here. Lots of low windows, like just all over the place. We're gonna have to look at the grounds here as well after I'm done touring the house, or looking around the outside of the house. I don't know if it's open today. I'm gonna try and get in there too, of course, but all of this property is all part of the grounds here, and it was all the former senator's property. So really quite exquisite landscaping. So you can see here again, looking up, no shortage of, old world antiquitech and beautiful old world details. Ether fencing up there and all kinds of ether finials and so on and so forth. Nice big coat of arms there on the side. Looks like something L, AJL or JAL. It's Lougheed, I'm guessing. Sure, why not? They put all this gravel around the base of the building. It leads me to believe they're having trouble with drainage, which again would be a problem when you're, getting down into the lower levels, and again during the winter, or even just when it's raining a lot, right? That's why it's so problematic when we see really low windows like this, or some of them even lower still, where they've had to put a window well around them retroactively, It's just senseless, really. Again, here's some stained glass in these windows. And just look at this beauty up here. All that detail. Scroll work in the sandstone there. All the detail up in the eaves. Just beautiful. The other thing is this fence that we so often see in old world explorations. Not only, sort of surrounds the immediate property, but it's all around the perimeter of the overall property as well. And it's multi-tiered. The house is sort of up on a hump or a hill here, and then it tears down a bit, and then further down again. Which also leads me to believe, does this go lower, and were these windows originally larger? Don't know, it's hard to say, but I do have my suspicions. Anyway, I'm going to keep walking around this way here. I'm just going to make my way around as I do so. So this would have been the old entrance to the coach house, right? So your horse and buggy and later on cars would come up, through that main gate and along this drive, and then it veers around. And then they at one time used to have a coach house back here. It's now gone, but you can see then there's another staircase that goes down, a staircase here that goes down to another level, and then another with a third descending level there with the gardens. And you can see a lot of this from way back in early photos, 1890s, early 1900s. Now some of the arrangements of the landscaping may have changed, but the overall picture is the same. Give you a shot looking back. As you can see, you've got to go up and then up again. And then there's actually even a slight slope from the top of that stairway till you get to the house as well. But yeah, this place is just outstanding. And considering it's pretty much right in the city, I mean, the downtown core is literally right there. It's a 10-minute walk to downtown. It's actually rather quiet. Oh geez, I stand corrected. There's a 4th level down here. 2 more stairs to get down. But yeah, it's really quiet and peaceful. All things considered, There are some poor unfortunate lost souls that do hang out in this park. But, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to continue to make my way back toward the back side of that house so we can have a look at it from that angle as well. But just again, to give you an idea, that fencing just goes all the way around for the most part. Again, some more of that fencing that we're so familiar with seeing all the time. Come on, man. So there's a glass dome right above this portion of the house here, you can see. And that's right above the sort of main living area of the house. I guess we would call the living room or the family room, or back in the day we would call that the parlor, I guess. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Actually, no, it's user error, operator error. Ooh, the shade is nice. So as you can see, it's not a small place. I mean, it's quite a large home. I mean, it's definitely what I would call a mansion. I think even back in the day when this supposedly was built, it would have been considered a mansion. No shortage of windows. It's the south-facing side of the building, the back side of this place. Gets a lot of light in here. Oof, it's hot. So obviously they've added modern stairs and stuff to get up to the roof. I think they at one time had a rooftop patio up there, because I know at one time this was a restaurant. But as far as I know, it's no longer a restaurant and cafe and tea room. It's now just a museum. And I do see that it says it's closed. Not sure why, but all right. Some more of that either fencing up there. So, I mean, we do know there's a lower level to this thing. They call it a basement, and they have plenty of access to that basement. But here I'm seeing a full-size window back in there that looks roughly the size of the really low windows in front of the house. So perhaps at one time were those low windows at the front of the house that we were just looking at, and on the other side, were they that size? But even along here too, you know, just beautiful details. Tick all over the top of this thing. Just trying to catch it all there for you. And again, arched windows galore. And this is quite the rarity in the city. Normally, I mean, you would see a building like this, sure, but that tech would all be removed, right? It would be gone. Or they'd put a flagpole, or they would put a rooster weather vane on it or something, right? But see, this size window, the top of it is at the same height as that other window, but that window was a full-length window. So one wonders, see, I can even see brick underneath that sandstone there. Look at that. What is that doing there? You see, that doesn't match the rest of the sandstone. So did they cover up the remainder of this window, or put in a smaller window, slide in a new piece of sandstone, which they could still get at a local quarry, and then, you know, just kind of brick it in, backfill it, and Bob's your uncle. Again, I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating. It's a weird spot to put a window. What in the Sam Steel would you put a window there for? Oh, it's got wonderful views. Really, of what? Of the sandstone. I don't know. That's weird. That's really weird. It's like seeing a low window like that with stairs going in front of it or something, you know? It doesn't make sense. Looks to me like perhaps there's some shenanigans right there too. Was there maybe another window right underneath this one at one point? And they've bricked it in and blocked it over or something? And again, you can see where they've had to do some repairs. This is the west-facing side of the building. So it would get a lot of wind. We have a lot of wind coming from the west here in southern Alberta. So it could be that the erosion was happening a lot more on this side, and probably this face too, which is the north-facing side here, the front of the building. But unfortunately, I can't get into this thing because it is closed. So I don't know, I'm going to just step back a little bit, take another wide shot, and then I think I'm going to kind of go back down and give you kind of a point of view of the grounds and kind of looking up over the whole thing. So yeah, stick around, give me a second, I'll be right back. Ooh, there it is. Glorious. By the way, one of my favorite buildings in the whole city, whether it's a larger structure or what was supposedly, what we're told originally, just a private residence. Either way, one of my favorites in the city. Not only because it's in such great shape, but also just because it's so unique looking in terms of a lot of the other buildings that are old world here in Calgary that seem to be slightly more function rather than form, like old factories and that sort of thing. But this thing definitely has a lot of beautiful character to it. All right, let me pause it here again 1 second, and I'm just going to head toward the end of the grounds and kind of shoot upward. I think we can get a better shot of that dome from over there as well, give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. So I'll be back in just another minute. Another shot of that gate and that driveway, I guess, for lack of a better term, that would angle around to the old coach house. I'm just noticing there's a plaque here. Let's see, restoration of Beaulieu's historic gates made possible by, oh look, Canadian Pacific, CP Rail. They've got their dirty paws in everything. And Nortel Networks Corporation to acknowledge the contributions of the Honorable Peter Lougheed as director of these corporations, 1986 to 1999. Yes, his grandson was involved in a lot of these businesses. The grandson of Senator Lougheed that lived here. Premier? Senator? No, he was a senator. I think I said premier earlier, but it was Senator Lougheed. His grandson was a premier. What a beauty. Anyway, I'm going to keep making my way. So you can see it slopes down from there. Then we've got another level here, and then it slopes down again. It's really nice. I think at one time, maybe in the center where the flowers are there, was a fountain. I want to say maybe in old photos there was a fountain there. Maybe confusing this with another local mansion, but I mean, this whole neighborhood is got tons of old world buildings in it. I mean, a guy could probably film 6 or 8 videos just on this street, which I actually have pretty much done anyway. So yeah, if you look back at some of the older videos on my channel, you'll see some of the other local flavors of beautiful old world structures on this street or adjacent streets. There it is. The Lougheed House in all its glory. And there you can see a pretty good shot of that dome there now. Glass dome. Now that dome is visible in old photos from the early 1900s. So, supposedly original to the building. So, alright, there you go. You can see the property is huge, and still huge. And there we go, a little bit of propaganda here for you as well. I'll just hold this steady if you want to pause it and give that a little blurb, a little read. Photo there, garden party at Lougheed House, undated. It looks like right around really early 1900s. By the way people are dressed. Aha, okay, so there was a fountain there. Look at that. I knew it. See, Frankie knows his stuff. Or at least I know the stuff that I've been told. That's probably BS, but the photo's from 1914, so there you go. You can see the dome is still visible here in 1914, so yeah, beautiful, beautiful. 2.8 acre estate, carriage house, stable, as well as a garden with swan sculpture fountain. Ooh, nice. I wonder whatever happened to that thing. Fascinating. Fascinating. So there you go. Revisiting an old favorite here on the channel, the Lougheed House, the sandstone mansion, sandstone manor estate house. I'm going with mansion on this one. Built supposedly 1891 for Senator Lougheed and family. So with that said, I think that is going to seal the deal here today. Frankie, New West Reset. As per usual, let me know what you think down below, and if you could do all the other things that a million other channels have told you to do a million times, be greatly appreciated. And until the next one, take care out there and have yourselves a good one. All right, everybody? Thanks a lot. Cheers.